Hello everybody, my name is Noah Taff, and welcome to my review of NXT UK Takeover Blackpool, the first ever UK Takeover. This was a show that really needed to succeed and really needed to do good. So did it? I don't know. Let's find out. So I thought Banks versus Devlin would be the opener, but the opener was actually the tag team titles match to crown the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions. It was the Grizzled Young Vets, James Drake and Zach Gibson, versus Mustache Mountain, who is Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. This was an incredible match, and they got a lot of time, like 24 minutes, I think. Great back and forth. Mustache Mountain actually controlled the match for the good, like maybe first third of the match. They were pretty much in control. But after that, what was it? Seven started working a knee injury, and after that, the next third of the match was pretty much controlled by the Vets. The last third was back and forth, but it ended when Bate, I believe, missed a suicide dive to the outside or got thrown to the outside, and they hit their finish on Seven, which is kind of like a pop-up code breaker. It's kind of like actually the Shatter Machine, just in like reverse. It's interesting. It's very similar to the Shatter Machine. I forget what they call it, but I was right. Turns out putting the titles on Mustache Mountain to start was too obvious of choice. The Grizzled Young Vets are the first ever tag team champions. They have tremendous heat. Zach Gibson has tremendous heat, and James Drake has heat by association, but it's still good for him. And yep, they're the first ever tag team champions. I think this is the right call, just because a little bit of a surprise, and also Mustache Mountain are incredibly over the crowd, and it's better probably to see the babyfaces chase the titles rather than just being chased, because, you know. But yep, good decision here, and incredible match. Up next, we had what was supposed to be Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. Devlin came out first, and as Banks was making his entrance, he got jumped by Devlin. Now, they showed a backstage segment where earlier in the night, as Banks was making his way into the building, Devlin had attacked him and injured his knee. Devlin then attacked him again before the match and injured his knee again, to the point where Banks could not compete. So they took Banks to the back. Johnny Saint, his assistant GM, whose name is currently escaping me, said that they had suspected that Devlin would do something like this, and they had a backup plan. And that backup plan was none other than the longest reigning NXT champion of all time and first ever Universal Champion, Finn fucking Balor. Finn Balor was the replacement, facing the man he trained, Jordan Devlin. And wow, the pop he got was one of the loudest pops he's gotten in a long time. Not to say he doesn't get good reactions. He does, but my god, like that was an incredible reaction. The crowd was legitimately surprised. My sister was freaking out. It was incredible. I did not see that coming at all. I knew Finn was in town because he was there the previous day for the opening of the what's it called, the Performance Center, the UK Performance Center, which they opened the day before. But I didn't think he was gonna wrestle. So, and my god, Finn just made Devlin look like a star. It was only an 11-minute match, and obviously Balor went over because obviously, but Devlin got a very good amount of offense in, and Finn just made him look like a star, which I knew he would, because I think Finn had, and this match doesn't surprise me now that I look back on it, because I'm pretty sure Finn has expressed interest in the past in having a match with Devlin on a bigger stage, and now he's had it. First ever UK Takeover. It was a great surprise. It was the star power this event needed to get more people talking about it for sure, and yeah, just great all around. And also, based off this spot, you gotta think they have really big plans for Devlin. I really think they have really big plans for him. UK champion plans? Maybe not right now, but they got plans. Up next, in a battle of very large men, Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff in a no disqualification match. This was exactly what a big man versus big man match should be. I think someone on Twitter, it might have been Matthew from Botchamania, compared it to what Baron Corbin versus Bull Dempsey should have been. I remember that feud now that he said it, but I'm surprised he remembered that feud. That was a long time ago. That was like 4 years ago. But he makes a good point. It's exactly what Bull Dempsey versus Baron Corbin should have been. But unfortunately, neither Bull Dempsey or Baron Corbin were very good. Both Eddie Dennis and Dave Mastiff are very good. They're both very good. There were great spots with the kendo stick, and they brought the steel stairs in, and the chair spots as well. Really utilized no disqualification stipulation to their fullest. In the end, I believe Dennis brought the table in the ring and set it up in the corner. However, Mastiff was able to cannonball him into the corner through the table, and Mastiff got the pin. So he remains undefeated. This loss does not really hurt Dennis, though. It builds up Mastiff, but Dennis, I'm pretty sure they have plans for him, and honestly, I don't think this is over. I think he might still be the one to break Mastiff's streak, because it's not going to last forever. But Mastiff could end up with a title shot in the future. I think he'd be a pretty good candidate. Although they seem to be content with going with him as a babyface for now, he could very easily make that heel switch. So look out for that. Up next for the NXT UK Women's Championship, champion Araya Ripley defends against Toni Storm. Both these women, by the way, I might just want to add, incredibly young. Storm almost exactly a year older than Ripley. She is 23. Ripley is 22. So these women are going to have a future in the company for a long time. But this match is what I would like to call a tone setter. The UK women's division is still very, very fresh, and it needed a match between their two best competitors to set the tone for what this division is going to be, and this was perfect. They had an incredible match. It was exactly what it needed. Both looked strong. They did the whole, each kicked out of the other's finisher, and that's when you know it's in one next finisher wins territory. Storm was the one to hit the finisher, hit another Storm Zero, and got the pin. Toni Storm is the second ever and new NXT UK Women's Champion, which I think is the right decision. Absolutely. Not just because of all the stuff she's gone for recently, but because she deserves it. And she's probably, and while Ripley is very good, Storm is probably the better choice to carry the division right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if she holds this belt for a while, and it might be the best decision for her to hold this belt for a while. Ripley, meanwhile, her title reign will go down as one of the strangest in the history of wrestling. I actually have the stats right here on my phone. So, here's the thing. Officially, in terms of actuality, Ripley was NXT UK Women's Champion for 139 days. However, in terms of kayfabe, she was only champion for 44 days. Because while she did win the title taped on August 26th, her title win did not air until November 28th, almost 3 months after she won the title. So when you look back at her title and reigns, it will be listed, her title reign will be listed as lasting 3 months less than it actually did, which is kind of shitty for her, because it seems like she didn't hold it for that long when she actually did. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, because it's one of the weirdest title reigns ever. And finally, the main event for the NXT UK Championship. It is Pete Dunne defending against Joe Coffey. This match got time. Like, I thought they would get a lot of time, but I didn't think they'd get time. They got almost 35 minutes. They got a lot of time. Interestingly enough, if you don't know Coffey, Joe Coffey is in a stable with his brother Mark and also Wolfgang. He actually sent them to the back before the match. Excuse me. And they did not come out and interfere at any point in this match. It was interesting, because I fully expected them to. But they didn't. And, wow. This match was incredible. It could have been an ongoing 5-star match, if not for a couple of weird-looking botches at the end. Because it seemed like they tried to do the same spot twice and fucked up twice. I'm not sure what the spot was supposed to be. Because they were both up on the top rope, and then Coffey just fell on the outside and Dunn fell in the ring. And then they tried it again, and they both just fell on the outside. I don't know what was planned, or if that was the original, if they're both supposed to fall on the outside. Like, it was weird. It was weird. And that's the only thing that docks points for this match. But man, they went back and forth for so long. I don't know if Coffey actually hit his finish. But he kicked out of 2 bitter ends, and Dunn hit 3 of them. Dunn hit the first bitter end, he kicked out. Second bitter end, Coffey rolled out of the ring. Third bitter end, he kicked out, but then Dunn immediately got him in that, like, finger breaker submission thing, and got the tap. So while Coffey did tap, he especially did not look weak. He looked great in this. And it was interesting, because I was thinking about possible contenders to take the belt off Dunn, like maybe Travis Banks, or Dave Mastiff, Eddie Dennis, Jordan Devlin even, guys like that. Even maybe one of them Mustache Mountain if they break and one of them turns heel. But for some reason, I just don't see Joe Coffey as that guy. I think he could get another rematch, and he's very good, and he proved his worth that night. But I don't know, I just don't see him as that guy. Not yet, at least. Not the guy to beat Dunn, at the very least, because the guy who beats Dunn has got to be special. And speaking of special, after the match was over, they fucking psyched us out. They played the ending graphic. They put the ending graphic in a corner of the screen, so it's like, oh, it's over. Nothing else is gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, Walter, who, for those of you who don't know, is a very fucking large, very fucking brutal Austrian man who is known for chopping people into fucking oblivion. Walter appeared, and it was an incredible moment. The crowd popped hard. He got to keep his same music because his music is public domain. So the crowd already recognized it from the music. He got in a ring. Him and Dunn had a stare down. Coffey tried to get back in the ring because he was mad because Walter was stealing the limelight, and Walter just booted him in the face. Excuse me. And then Dunn and Walter posed at each other. Walter gave him like a look of respect or whatever and left, and that was the end of the show. And Dunn versus Walter is going to be fucking brutal. Rip Pete Dunne's chest. Could Walter be the guy to take the belt off him? I think he might. Walter is actually currently the Progress World Champion, as another example of WWE and Progress's relationship. The current rumor is Progress, Evolve, and ICW are all coming to the network at some point this year. Is that actually true? I don't know. I heard that last year and it didn't happen. And part of me doesn't buy that because it's like, wasn't the whole point of creating your own brand to not air everyone's? Like, I thought they were going to say, oh, we're going to air over brands, and just decided, oh, fuck it, we'll just make our own. You know? Wasn't that the point? I don't know. But then again, nah, that couldn't have been, because why would have they made a UK title if they weren't going to make a brand? I don't know. Unless they wanted it to be defended across, like, Progress and ICW and stuff like that. But anyway, this show needed to deliver, because it's the first ever UK takeover. It's one of those shows where it's like, okay, this needs to be good to sell people on this brand. And I honestly don't think it could have been any better than it was. All of the matches were incredible. Everybody delivered. The surprise from Balor, Tony winning the title, Dunn's incredible defense, the heels getting the tag title shockingly. I mean, the brawl between the big men. It had everything in just 5 matches. Walter's debut, and it was exactly what this brand needed to sell people on the event. And providing this NXT UK thing ends up becoming huge, this is going to be something that's looked back on for a long time, because it's going to be a very, very, very important event in this brand's history. So what's next for NXT UK as far as TakeOver goes? Don't know. There's not any more announced TakeOvers. Where will the next one be? When will it be? Absolutely no clue. But it should be interesting, and I'm excited for it. Maybe WrestleMania weekend, or maybe 2 weeks before Mania. Maybe that's the way they'll do it now. Like, just they do it 2 weeks before a Big Four and the regular takeover. Maybe that could work. But that, you guys, is going to do it for my review of NXT TakeOver UK. If I had to rate these out of 10, I would give it a 9. Absolutely great show. I'd give it a 9.5, actually, honestly. Incredible show. Exactly what they needed. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to follow any of my social medias, all the links are in the description. My name is Noah Taft. This has been my review of NXT TakeOver UK Blackpool. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.